One-on-one with Luly Young.
I fell in love, and I said, I have to do this every day of my life.
The top Seattle designer takes Refined behind the curtain and shows us the dress that started her couture empire. Plus, the iconic musical Cats heads to a Seattle stage this week. We have an exclusive interview with the stars. And
all the cookie dough that I've seen is just kind of the same. I thought, why don't we take it up, quite a few notches.
your cookie dough craving will kick into overdrive after seeing a Top Chef's twist on this guilty pleasure. Seattle Refined starts now. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. You know, Seattle is a stylish city, but it's safe to say we are not the fashion capital of the world. It's tough to compete with Paris, Milan, and New York. But when it comes to fashion, Seattle is home to a top designer who is making a name for herself across the globe. Here's Refined's Malia Karlinski.
The windows of the Luly Young showroom in Seattle welcome you, beckoning you to enter a magical world. It's a place full of elegance and luxury where imagination takes flight.
Welcome to my couture showroom.
From couture and cocktail dresses to bridal gowns, ready to wear and more. The designer's distinctive style can be seen in every detail.
Here's the golden macaw. So obviously she would sing if she could, but she is just hand beaded with just hand applied feathers.
It's amazing. Between your idea and your sketching and the time this is done, how long would this have taken?
We usually see it as a whole collection. It takes us we plan about 8 months ahead.
Does it feel like you're giving birth to something?
It does, it definitely does. I feel like I'm the mother of all these babies.
For almost 2 decades, she's been building a fashion empire, but it all started by accident. Luly Young was born in Taiwan.
Always been very interested in design and art.
Her family moved to the Seattle area when she was a kid. By 1999, Luly Young had grown up, graduated from UW, and was working as a graphic designer at an architecture firm when she was invited to take part in a charity fundraiser.
They provided me the white paper and said, here's the product and make a dress. And I made my first dress. It was the monarch dress, but it was in paper.
As the plain paper underwent a metamorphosis, so did she.
Through that whole experience of the 3 months that it took me to do that dress, I fell in love. And I said, I have to do this every day of my life.
That original piece is still special to her.
What I'm holding here is the monarch dress 1.0. She's the catalyst of why I'm doing all this.
In this building on 4th Avenue, she started her business designing bridal gowns. Luly Young's work has been soaring ever since. Today, her showroom is located a few blocks away at the Fairmont Olympic Hotel.
Your wedding day is a day that a lot of people, it's the most special day of their lives.
Wedding gowns are still a cornerstone of the company.
Tell me about this one.
This one is inspired by a hat. You can see if you look closer, there's actually mini sequins that's flat embroidered on top. That gives it that brilliance. And it's on very delicate netting, you can see. And we've just hand cut around it.
The brand has continued to spread its wings. In 2008, Luly Young became the first American couture designer to open a boutique in Beijing. Today, her work is sold all over the world.
This is one of your iconic designs.
So when I lived in Austria a couple years ago, I was inspired by the music in Vienna. These are piano keys that we created, and it's in a circular pattern to be able to create this movement in the back of this dress.
It's like music.
It's like music.
Over the years, she's designed countless couture gowns and cocktail dresses, including many incarnations of the monarch motif.
We're looking at a couple pieces here that are offsprings of the monarch, the queen monarch. This is one of the mini monarchs. She has just a small peplum with the flavor of the monarch, but it's a smaller, easier to wear cocktail dress. And then here we have what I call monarch by night. It's what I would envision if I had night vision. This is out of a silk organza and satin face organza applied to a corset. And there's a big skirt that goes with it.
Is your mind just constantly seeing dress ideas and designs?
Yes. When I have a moment to actually rest and sit down, ideas come to mind, and I have to write it down quickly or do a small sketch.
Just steps away downstairs, her creations come to life in the sewing room.
Well, your attention to detail is so incredible too.
I think the beauty comes from the details from the wearer who enjoys it. Whether it's for uniform for 20,000 people or a garment for one person, I think it's all the same.
Well, speaking of uniforms, you recently designed the uniforms for Alaska and Horizon Airlines.
Yes, it was such an honor to be called, and I was surprised because it's not usually what I do, but through the last 3 years of this development process and the company and the people that make Alaska and Horizon who they are, I realized that I think they picked the right designer. So this is an example of a concept board of how we begin the whole design process and how we're going to be presenting the garments and the uniforms in a way that represents the brand and the people.
Like the monarch butterfly that's always inspiring her, Young is truly fashion royalty.
Seeing what people want and listening to what they need and what will make them feel the most beautiful, the most confident. And I'm very blessed that I get to do that every day.
Malia Karlinski, Seattle Refined.
You can expect to see Luly's new Alaska Airlines uniforms in 2020. And to learn more about her designs, head to our website. Seattle is full of creative minds, and if you don't believe me, all you have to do is head to SeattleRefined.com. When you search Artist of the Week, you will see tons of refined profiles on artists from all over Western Washington. Everything from unique sculptures, paintings, even hairstyles. And if you know of a local that we should profile, let us know. Email us at hello@SeattleRefined.com. Speaking of creative, check out this urban tree house in the middle of Seattle. It's located in the Sitka Apartments in South Lake Union, and it's available to residents on a first-come, first-served basis. The treehouse is kind of like a common area, but we've never seen anything like it. To see the full photo gallery, head to our website. Seattle Refined is just getting started. Coming up, it's one of the longest-running shows on Broadway. Refined chats with the cast of Cats during their short run in Seattle. But first, tell me why you like it.
Because the hot dog fills up the bun, and not all hot dogs fill up the bun.
Just in time for the home opener. We learn there's much more to the Mariners hot dog than meets the eye. But first, Refine wants to hook you up to see a hot new show. Cirque du Soleil's Crystal is coming to the Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett on April 10th through the 14th. And Refine is giving away 4 tickets to opening night. To enter for a chance to win, head to SeattleRefined.com/contests. Good luck, everybody.
And with
Welcome back. The record-breaking musical Cats is in Seattle this week. The iconic show that's won 7 Tony Awards is playing at the Paramount for a limited time. Tickets are really tough to get, but we have the next best thing. Refine chatted with 2 of the stars. In the mystical musical Cats, fanciful felines dance, sing, and take on very human qualities.
This show takes place on the night of the Jellicle Ball, which is the one night a year that all of the Cats tribe gets together. And the biggest event of the evening is that they're selecting one of the cats to be a nominee to go to their version of heaven.
As Monkastrap, Dan Hoy has a tale and gets to tell the tale about this tribe of cats to the audience.
He's sort of the leader in training, I guess you could say. Throughout the show, he has a lot to learn. He narrates, he sort of guides you through the night.
Carrie Renee Fuller is former glamour puss, Grisabella.
She's kind of what I picture as like a silent film movie star. The glamour, the just tragedy. She's truly a beautiful character. She once belonged to this tribe, and she went to go seek greener pastures and tried to come back home, but she had already left them, so they're like, nope, you cannot come back until you redeem yourself.
She sings what may be the most beloved song of the entire show.
It's probably the most pressurized role I've ever encountered. This song, Memory, at the end of the second act, close to the end, is something that the audience is waiting for.
With music composed by Andrew Lloyd Webber, the work is based on poems by T.S. Eliot.
So it's based on T.S. Eliot's Book of Practical Cats, which is a book of poems, which each poem is each character, except for Grisabella. Grisabella is the exception. She is actually based on a separate poem by T.S. Eliot.
There are so many layers to the spectacle of cats, including incredible costumes and makeup.
2 hours, about 2 hours.
If I'm pushed, I can do it in like an hour 15, but I like the extra cushion of time, so I always get to the theater 2 hours prior to the show.
The stars weren't even born when Cats originally opened in London back in 1981, but they say the current show has a modern feel.
This version was actually choreographed by Andy Blankenbuehler, who you might know from another very little-known piece called Hamilton. So the way that he approached this piece is he sort of infused it with a new 2019 life, so you're seeing it through a new lens, while also implementing a lot of the original iconic choreographies. We can't talk about Cats without talking about the dancing.
Of course.
The choreography, the dancers are just so impressive, in the way that they can tell stories through movement and through their body is just, it's truly remarkable.
After nearly 4 decades, audiences are still lapping up this musical and meowing for more.
So people that are seeing it today, whether you saw it in the 80s, whether you've loved this piece before, or if it's your first time, everyone sort of gets to relive this memory for the first time.
Cats will be at the Paramount Theater through Sunday. For more information, head to SeattleRefined.com. Coming up, a sneak peek at the top-notch cuisines that will be served up at a top-notch event this weekend. But first, here's our happy hour cocktail of the week, thanks to our friends at Queen Bee Mixology. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. If you ever wanted to meet and mingle with the top chefs in our state, now is your chance. Taste Washington is underway in Seattle. As Refined's Brandon Burnstead shows us, some of the biggest restaurant names will be at the grand tasting event, including 2 culinary kings from our sponsor, Snoqualmie Casino.
It's a delicious dining destination, perfect for those with even the most discerning palates. Snoqualmie Casino.
We're really trying to push the envelope here with, so as far as creativity and textures and flavors, and featuring, local ranchers and produce and, dairies and whatnot. And we're going to continue to, evolve the food and evolve the experience. And, we have a great leadership team right now.
Chuck Dugo is the executive pastry chef at Snoqualmie Casino. Dugo worked in some of San Francisco's most acclaimed restaurants before making the move to the Pacific Northwest.
Snoqualmie Casino has presented a really nice range of things, and it's not too big and it's not too small. It's nestled up here in the mountains, and driving to this every day, it's quite a nice thing. So, for me, it's pretty inspirational. So,
finding inspiration in the outdoors and art, Dugo oversees the entire pastry program at Snoqualmie Casino, crafting stunning showpieces and show-stopping desserts, a feast for the eyes and taste buds.
We want to make people happy. We're all drawn to, the sort of emotional comfort experience, but at the same time, I want to sort of push people gradually out of their comfort zone.
Dugo is taking that same approach at Taste Washington. He's representing Snoqualmie Casino at the Grand Tasting, Saturday and Sunday at CenturyLink Field Events Center, serving up what's sure to be a crowd pleaser, 2 elevated takes on edible cookie dough.
All the cookie dough that I've seen is just kind of the same. Right. M&M's, Oreo cookies, whatever, right? Chocolate chip, which are good, which are fine. Everybody has a place. But I thought, why don't we take it up, quite a few notches?
One is a sweet, salty mashup, the aptly named Pretty Piggy.
It's about a 2-ounce scoop of the toasted pecan shortbread dough. Then I'm gonna pipe or smear a little bit of the banana cremous on top. And then I'm going to put a piece of the adobo maple candied bacon on top of that. And then next to that, I'm going to put the cumin bruleed banana. So yeah, it's got some height, it's got a visual, it's got all the excitement, you know? And this is the Pretty Piggy.
Up next, a twist on a childhood favorite.
Chef, take me through the private school, because this appears to be all of my favorite things in dessert form.
Right, so this is obviously a nod to private school and the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, you know, that we all, you know, would enjoy as kids, right?
In the Ziploc bag.
Right. So we have a peanut butter cookie dough with wilted red grapes and then toasted cubes of bread pudding. So that's the dough. And on top of that, we have Italian meringue and a roasted white chocolate and peanut tile on top.
Look at that. How good does that look? I cannot wait to taste. It's out of control. If you are going to Taste Washington, you absolutely have to stop by, see the folks from Snoqualmie, see Chef, and try this. It's unreal.
For Seattle Refined, I'm Brandon Bernstead.
Taste Washington's Grand Tasting event is Saturday and Sunday. To learn more, head to SeattleRefined.com. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Well, the Mariner season is in full swing, and call me crazy, but I'm a little superstitious when it comes to sports. I believe a hot dog could be the key to the Mariners returning to their Kingdom glory days in the 90s. That's because the hot dog has a lot of history at the Seattle Stadium.
Hot dog's probably good luck. I can eat it right now, it'll give them good luck. Just satisfying.
Hot dogs and baseball, the perfect hit. Some people eat them for taste, maybe tradition, or even superstition. Fletcher's hot dogs are all about history. These dogs are made with the same recipe from the Kingdom days.
We try to use local ingredients as much as possible, too, from the Pacific Northwest.
And why is that important?
Well, it's important because I think people like stuff that's locally sourced. They want to know it's manufactured locally, and they want to know where their food comes from.
There's something about hot dogs that are so great. They're just thebomb.com. They're just terrific. And this one it just has something really satisfying to it that I really like about it. And I don't know what it is, but it's like they're just really good. I can't describe it. It's so good.
And the 0-1 pitch on the way to Edgar Martinez. Swung on the line. Now looking on for a base hit.
There's nothing like going to a baseball game and having a big hot dog in your hand, right?
Ever since we were kids, and now when we're grown up, it's even more important.
Yeah, when you talk about history of Fletcher's, I remember Edgar Martinez against the New York Yankees in the playoffs in '95, and your sign's right there on that big double he had against the Yankees.
It actually made us famous. Nevertheless, what was important was that was the great part of the Mariner history.
Mariner dog, Fletcher's, please. 2 of them.
This season, Mariner fans will chomp down roughly 800,000 hot dogs. Fletcher's was also named one of the top dogs in all of Major League Baseball. So with that, I had to take a swing. You know what I like about this right here? You got the end of the hot dog on the outside of the bun on every end. It's not like tucked away with a bunch of, dough.
Well, again, we make stuff that we like to eat ourselves, and I like it when it's a little bit out of the bun. You get meat in every bite, right?
So do I. All right, down the pipe. All I can say right now is play ball. But don't take my word for it. Tell me why you like it.
Because the hot dog fills up the bun, and not all hot dogs fill up the bun.
That's good. And got to tell me about this. You got some ketchup on your Mariner jersey there, dude.
It's the perfect ballpark food, right? It's a perfect food for outdoors and barbecues and socializing, because you can eat all out of your, and it's made for this.
To learn more about Fletcher's, the official hot dog of the Seattle Mariners, log on to our website. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Gard Swanson. Thank you so much for joining us here on Seattle Refined. We'll see you next time.